Albert Bandura is an American psychologist. He was born in Canada on December 4th, 1925. He is currently 92 years old. He was the last of 6 children born to parents from northeastern Europe. He received his bachelor's degree from the University of British Columbia. He then pursued his master's degree in psychology at the University of Iowa and a doctorate in clinical psychology. He was married to Virginia Barnes in 1952 and they had 2 daughters. After he finished his schooling, he worked in the psychology department at Stanford University for the rest of his career. He received many awards throughout his career, most notably from the American Psychological Association with the award for Outstanding Lifetime Contribution to Psychology, among many other awards. An interesting fact about him is that he was trained in carpentry one summer, and those carpentry skills put him through all his years of college. Albert Bandura developed social cognitive theory. He is most known for the Bobo doll experiment, demonstrating observational learning.
During the 1960s, Bandura conducted the Bobo doll experiments. The experiment was a study on aggression and demonstrates that children are able to learn through the observation of others.
The model pummeled the doll with the mallet, flung it in the air, kicked it repeatedly, threw it down and beat it. It was once widely believed that seeing others vent aggression would drain the viewer's aggressive drive. As you can see, exposure to aggressive modeling is hardly cathartic. Increased attraction to guns, even though it was never modeled. Guns had less appeal to children who had no exposure to the aggressive modeling. The children also picked up the novel hostile language.
In 1986, Bandura renamed his social learning theory. He called the new theory social cognitive learning theory. His theory states that people learn through the observation of others and that the behavior of others can strongly influence another person's behavior. But it also shows that as we grow and develop, how we learn changes. As we mature, empathy develops, allowing for better control of our behavior. Bandura's social cognitive learning theory bridges the gap between behaviorism and cognitism because it incorporates behavior reinforcement and cognitive processes, such as attention and memory. There are 4 phases of observational learning. The first phase is attentional. If we are not focused on a task, we cannot learn. Students pay attention to role models who are attractive, successful, and interesting. Gain the student's attention by presenting cues. The second phase is retention. Learning occurs when we internalize information in our memories. When the teacher has gained the student's attention, the teacher then needs to model the desired behavior and then give the students time to practice or rehearse the modeled behavior. The third phase is reproduction. When required, we reproduce the information that had been previously learned. This phase is where the assessment of student learning occurs, posing the question, can the student reproduce that which was just modeled? The final stage is motivation. Students gain motivation through the praise or grades received as a result of paying attention. Students aim to please. Therefore, when you recognize and praise their accomplishments, it motivates them. The phrase, monkey see, monkey do, is a great way to remember Bandura's theory. During the 1990s, Bandura made great contributions to the self-regulation theory. Self-regulation is the ability to monitor our own behavior, emotions, or thoughts, and then modifying them according to the demands of the situation. Students need to be given many different opportunities and situations in order to learn how to self-regulate in more than one subject or setting. For example, transferring self-regulated learning skills from math to English.
People with high assurances in their capabilities approach difficult tasks as challenges to be mastered rather than as threats to be avoided. Albert Bandura.
Bandura's contributions to the educational field are countless. One example being his Bobo doll experiments, which demonstrates the importance of how social modeling promotes student motivation and diminishes aggression. Today, many violence prevention programs in the schools are founded on social modeling and self-regulatory principles. Bandura's theory is not a full explanation for all behavior, such as when there is no apparent role model in the person's life to imitate for a given behavior. Classroom applications. You can gain your students' attention by giving clear and interesting cues. For example, you say a phrase and the class says a phrase back, such as ready to rock,
ready to roll.
To promote self-regulation, have students set goals. And to motivate students, praise their achievements.